PT core speaking and the AI nightmare is something that makes people fail all the time. Now, here are 10 strategies that'll ensure that you don't fail your PT core speaking and you fit the marking criteria that the AI has determined. So, the first thing is you want to speak clearly. If you use speech to text or text to speech, you know if you don't speak clearly, if you mumble your words, the AI is not going to detect what you're saying. So the best thing to do is open your mouth wider whenever you speak, so every word that comes out of your mouth is clear, and also speak a little louder. You cannot be shy in the examination room. Speak louder, not too loud, otherwise you will be stopped, but make sure it's loud and your mouth is wide open, and that will ensure the AI catches everything you are saying. The next thing is rephrasing the question carefully. This is important because when you have the picture question and when you have the respond to a situation question, you want to get some words from the question. In responding to a situation, you can copy some words that are written, as well as in the picture, there are some things that are written. For example, in a map, there's a map of a road, there will be a road name, there are industries mentioned, there will be industry names, etc. So you can copy paste them in your speaking, and when you do this, you should not copy every word. If you copy everything, you're going to be penalized because you're not coming up with your own ideas. At the same time, if you paraphrase too much, the AI might think you're speaking about something else. Remember, it is AI, so it needs guidance. It needs to be told you're still talking about the question. So copy about 20 to 40% of the question, not more than that. You want to make sure you paraphrase the rest and use your own words. The next strategy is again for the image question, the picture question, and the respond to a situation question. Here, you're only given 40 seconds. That is really not enough time. You cannot cram in 10 to 20 points. Make sure to just target 2 to 3 main points. Explain them well. If you define them with quality, you will get more marks than trying to cover more quantity. The next thing is using at least one complex sentence in the 40 seconds, because the confusion is how many complex sentences should be used. Just one. And again, a complex sentence is one where a sentence is broken into two clauses. For example, given that the road conditions are bad, next one, there's going to be a lot of traffic. So you have two clauses in one sentence. This is good. However, don't overdo it because in 40 seconds, you just don't have enough time to do it. But get at least one in there to get your mark for your range of vocabulary. Next is using connectors. Make sure to use good connectors like additionally, furthermore, accordingly, likewise, whenever you're linking multiple ideas. The other thing you want to do is when you have contradictions, use words like however, nevertheless, nonetheless. Then when you have concluding words, use things like consequently, therefore, thereby. Using these connectors really gives a good flow, gives a good structure, and gives you marks for vocabulary, so you hit multiple marks very quickly. Next thing is using passive voice. When you're explaining, most students just use active. For example, in this picture, I can see this, or I would do this, and it's too many I's and it's too much active. That does not give you the range of sentences or expressions. Hence, use passive voice. Use some sentences in the passive voice, and that will greatly help you gain your marks for the range. The next strategy is pausing. Make sure between your sentences you pause, you breathe, and that helps the AI, first of all, understand what you have already said, because it takes time to process what you have said, and also gives you some time to relax and think about your next point. Plus, whenever you take a deep breath, the next sentence you say is going to be with emphasis, it's going to be with energy, and you're being marked on that. So be careful about it and make sure to use effective pauses. It is also a sign of confidence, which would be key if a human is marking you, but with the AI, the confidence comes when it marks you on the tone. And we'll get to tone now, which kinda matters. Doesn't entirely matter because tone is something that humans observe. Human examiners would observe. But here, you're being marked by the AI. So the tone is essential when you say something, and if you use the right tone, you will actually say it in a more clear way. This mark is actually more related to clarity than tone. For example, if I say, I would not want to talk. So now this is weird. Now the not is weird. So it might actually record that as a different word. However, if I say, I wouldn't want to talk, wouldn't, even if I'm not saying the T very clearly, because it's the tone, because it's a pattern of speaking, it's an expression, I wouldn't want to talk, it's going to record that clearly. So using the right tone will help with your clarity, and it will help you get marks for your overall words and expressions. The next thing is not repeating the same words. So if you are using the same words in one sentence, then using them again, you'll get penalized. For example, a lot of you say also, then you say also again, and the same thing happens with and. Don't use the same thing. Change your connectors, change your words, and that's important for your range of vocabulary and expressions. The next and the final, the 10th tip is to avoid ums. Whenever you say ums, either it's going to mark you as using too many filler words, or it's going to mark that as a different word entirely. Again, it's an AI marking. It needs to hear everything clearly. So ums will be the death of your speaking mark in terms of your CLB requirements. Make sure to avoid ums, and whenever you have this intention to say using these filler words, just pause and take a deep breath. Taking a deep breath will help you get rid of any ums, and it'll help fill that space, as well as using connectors. You can use connectors. Furthermore, likewise, when you are in trouble and you are not able to think, instead of ums, you can do a lot of other things that don't reduce your marks. Ums, guaranteed mark reduction. Now, please subscribe, like, and share, and we offer PT Core classes and courses. Check out the description for more info. Take care.